Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. Joining me today from Santa Cruz, California, is my co-host, Jared Brick. Jared, so nice to see you.
Always great to see you. How are you doing, Charlene?
Doing great, thank you. And from San Francisco, California, Max Shapiro with PeopleConnect. Max, thanks so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
My pleasure, Charlene. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. So tell us what you do at PeopleConnect.
PeopleConnect helps early stage tech startups build great teams. We've been doing that for 22 years. We're a boutique recruiting firm, and we fill any position for any type of company at any level, anywhere in the United States. And we also help companies get funding through our Pitch Force programs.
Max, give us an example of some of the companies or clients you work with.
Sure. They're all early stage startups. They can be companies looking for their A round, companies looking for their seed round, life science companies. These are early stage companies that people may not have heard of, but they really run the gamut from any type of industry, whether it's life science, it's applications, it's ag tech, prop tech, cannabis, you name it, we do it.
And then with all the different types of investment strategies and ways to vet companies, how do you feel like you guys vet companies and do introductions for the next step of the stages?
Sure. Our Pitch Force events, which happen every week, what makes them really successful and popular is we have 6 investors who have been on the other side of the table. So they know what it's like to raise funds. They are looking for good investments, whether it's a seed round Pitch Force where all the investors are angels, or an A round Pitch Force, all the investors are venture capitalists. Our life science pitches is a combination of A round and seed round companies. So these are people who are looking for deals, looking to invest, and are listening to the pitches, and most importantly, giving their feedback as to how well they think the company will do, how well the pitch went, what companies can do to improve. If it's not a company in their space, they might recommend them to somebody else they know that's interested in investing in that space.
So, Max, what are some of the tells? What are some of the tells that, yep, they're onto something, and some of the tells like, yeah, this is not going to go anywhere?
Sure. So we want to see companies run by CEOs, by founders who are enthusiastic about what they're doing, not talking like this with no enthusiasm and putting people to sleep. It's got to be a big idea in a big market. If the founder has had success, that's a good sign. If they've had 2 or 3 other companies and the investors from those companies are investing this time, that's important. The team is really important, that there are people that have startup experience, successful startup experience, and that's a huge indicator. And companies where the founders and entrepreneurs know all of their numbers, and they can talk about their SAM and their SOM and 5-year projection, and know about the competitors, and will speak frankly and honestly about the competition.
All right, but tell me some of the tells that you're like, yeah, no, this is just not good. Somebody comes in with all the energy in the world, and you have to be the guy that says, I'm sorry, but not this time around. What are some of those tells?
Some of those are people who are not coachable, who are not paying attention to what they should be. Like, okay, here's some points you need to cover in your 4 minutes, and their 4 minutes comes by, and they're 2/3 of the way through their pitch, and they say, oh my God, I can't believe 4 minutes went so fast. Well, if you had practiced, if you had done your homework, that wouldn't be the problem. Companies that are unrealistic in their projections, companies that should have a pre-money valuation of $4 or $5 million, and they're saying, no, we've been told that this company's worth $20 million, so for that $2 million investment, you're only going to get 10% of the company when you should get more like 30% of the company. So being realistic, being coachable, those are really, really important factors.
Max, I have a question for you. How important are the slides themselves, the presentation decks, and what's a tip you could give people for that one?
Sure. A tip is that no font is smaller than 30. So you want the fewer words on a pitch when you're pitching in public, the better. What we tell our entrepreneurs in a 4-minute PowerPoint, write out 600 words, because we speak about 150 words a minute. Here's the points we'd like you to cover. Start with what is the why, the problem, the solution. Talk about the team. That's really important. But when you've got a whole bunch of words on a slide, I can't listen to you and read at the same time. Now, you also need a deck that you're going to send out to investors. That's different. That can have a lot of words on it. But you want to get people excited with the visuals and not have too many words because, like I said, I want to listen to the words that you're saying, and I can't be reading at the same time. Another important factor is, don't be talking about this fast like the guy giving the radio commercials and the disclaimers. The best pitches I've heard are people who are relaxed and smiling and clearly not rushing through their presentation.
I love it. I love it. I'm excited to hear more about some of the startups that you guys have been working with, and any changes since COVID that you've noticed that have shifted the market in your business.
It's interesting. We've been doing pitch forces for 10 years, and we're doing them online. And so we're able to have companies, because of COVID, we were doing them in person, as I said. So we're getting companies from all over the country. For PeopleConnect and our placing people, finding great people to work at startups has been a huge change, really a sea change. And candidates are in charge. They're being much pickier than they were before. But most importantly, 80 or 90% of the clients that we're working with are okay with virtual employees. So we can now do a national search as opposed to a search for a company that might be deep in Silicon Valley and someone wouldn't commute down from San Francisco. So that's really helped companies, and it's helped candidates because you've got digital nomads now that can work anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. And so that's been a big change, but it's more of a challenge to find great candidates, and that's why our clients want to work with us.
All right, Max, we're going to have to leave it there, but gosh, what a fascinating conversation. 4 minutes. I think that's what people need to remember. You get 4 minutes to make your pitch, and it better be good. All right.
Exactly.
Max, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today on Digital Champions.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
Oh, and Jared, always so nice to see you.
You too. Thanks for joining us, Max. It's always so informative, man. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, and if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there at PeopleConnect, wasn't that a cool interview? You can check them out by going to dailyadbrief.com. I'm your host in Jacksonville, Florida, Charlene Shirk, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.